Hello, my name is Anna. I want to tell you how I learned English. I want to talk about my fantastic teacher. You can read my story and learn English with me. It's a beautiful summer day. I'm traveling by train. Two women are on the train with me. The women are sitting in front of me. They speak English, but I don't understand much. I study English, but I'm a beginner. I don't know many words. I start talking to the women. I say some words in my basic English. The women understand what I mean. I'm happy. I say that I want to learn English. They tell me they are from England. They're going back home from a conference. Our conversation lasts for 10 minutes. The next station is my stop. I say goodbye. The women give me their address and phone number. They tell me I can visit them in England. Then we say goodbye. After that meeting, I practice English every day. I translate texts and watch movies in English. In 6 months, my English is much better. It's good, but I want to know more. I go to London. I want to study English in London. When I'm in London, I go to a school. My first class is on Monday. I meet my teacher and other students in the classroom. My teacher is a very friendly young woman. We say our names and where we're from. Then the class starts. Our teacher has a question for us. She wants to know how we study English. She says she can teach us a very effective method for learning English. This method is very simple. Our teacher tells us that we don't need to study or read textbooks, but we have to use a lot of English. This is very good for me. I don't like studying and I don't like textbooks. Then we talk about what's important when learning a new language. Our teacher tells us that we need languages for communication. Languages help us express ideas and understand them. So, when you learn a new language, the best method is to use it for communication. And that's what we'll do in our course. We'll talk a lot. Many students try to remember new words. They also study grammar rules. And these students don't use English to speak. They study about the language, but they don't use it. Of course, you need to learn new words and new grammar, but you don't need to study them in this course. I want to show a very simple and effective method of learning words and grammar. I like what our teacher says. Our lesson continues. We talk about our hobbies and what we do in our free time. We talk in pairs or with our teacher. We talk throughout the lesson. I like it. I'm really happy. This learning system is very good for me. I go to school on Tuesday again. A student asks a question that is very interesting. He asks what is the best method for learning new words. Our teacher says there are many things you can do if you want to learn new words. For me, reading is the best. If you read, you learn faster than people who don't read. It's good to read for 30 minutes every day. I want to show you what you can do if you want to get the most out of reading. It's very important that the book or text you read is interesting to you. The book can be a nice story, or the text can have some interesting information for your work or hobby. Don't read a text that isn't interesting to you. It's good to read a text in which you know many words. Of course, sometimes you may see words you don't know. When you see a word you don't know, take a dictionary and look up the word in the dictionary. Then keep reading. You don't need to write the word on a piece of paper. You don't need to try to remember the word. When you translate the word, keep reading. Focus only on understanding the text. It's important. When you see another new word, translate the word. The method is very simple. You just read and translate new words. That's all. Reading is also good because, when you read, you learn how each word is connected to other words in the sentence. You see how to connect the words correctly. This method of learning new words is very effective. Try it and see how fast you can learn new words. Then we continue with the lesson. We talk about the situation in England. We talk about the best jobs for students. This is good because I want to have a job. I want to do something after my school. I ask other students if they know where I can find a job. They tell me I can go to a job center. The job center has many jobs for students. This is good for me. I'm happy to know where I can find a. On Thursday, I return to school again. We have a new student in our class. His name is Lucas and he is from Brazil. At the beginning of the class, my teacher asks some questions to Lucas. My teacher knows Lucas because he visited her class a year ago. It was a beginner class and it was only for 2 weeks during the summer vacation. When Lucas speaks, his English is wonderful. His pronunciation is very good and he is very fluent. My teacher is very happy and she says to Lucas, "Your school in Brazil must be very good." Lucas responds,
"Actually, I don't go to a school. I learn English at home. I use techniques I learned from you. I read a lot, I do shadowing, and I speak out loud. I try to think more in English than in Portuguese, and that's how I work on my English. The 2 weeks I spent last summer in your class helped me a lot. You showed me the way. I know how to work on my English every day. That's why I wanted to come back to your class, because a year ago I was a beginner and now I can speak English."
My teacher is very happy to hear these words. She thanks Lucas for his hard work. All of this is very interesting to me. I already know about reading and also the shadowing technique, but Lucas also talks about speaking out loud. I don't know what that is, so I ask our teacher, "What is speaking out loud?" Our teacher answers, "It's a very effective technique. You need to have strong motivation to learn English if you want to benefit from this technique." It's also good to know that for some people, this technique seems a bit crazy, but when you start speaking out loud, your English can improve very quickly. I say I have strong motivation. I don't care if the technique is crazy. If it helps, I want to learn. Can you teach us this technique? Our teacher responds, "Of course. Actually, it's very simple. You think in your native language all day, every day. That's normal. Now you can start thinking in English, and when you start thinking in English, you can speak out loud. Just say aloud what you're thinking. That's it." What did you think about this video? Watch it again and try to repeat as many sentences as possible.